Let me ask you something. When you're coming on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
And it's cool to like write something, think it sucks for a while.
Next time you meet me in Gate City.
Oh, Cody Pope. I know Cody Pope.
Oh, I see the shirt. I see it.
Our friend is Cody, and we not having a good day.
Smack dab in the middle of all that.
Beautifully said, and I love that you said when you have a microphone.
And we were able to do it.
It's about you showing up.
What is your favorite comment that contributes to you?
Boom, what up, world? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of Cody Central. Welcome back, welcome home, or welcome for the first time. If it's your first time, every night here is a little bit different, but we're going to have ourselves a wild night nevertheless. So thank you for sharing your time with us. Let's sit back and lock in. I'm your host, Cody Pope, and this is my co-host, Danny Dimes.
What's up, everyone? As always, if you're tuned in from YouTube, thank you. And please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment to let us know where you're watching from. And don't be afraid to turn on notifications so that way we don't miss any of our uploads. If you're watching from Facebook live stream, thank you as well. Please share the live stream to your page right now or share to some friends. But either way, drop a comment with where you're tuning in from as well. Speaking of supporting the show, we're still seeking sponsors to help us elevate our show. So we'll be right back after this brief clip on more ways you can directly support the program.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go to hellhoundpublishing.com. Go to the menu, go find Cody Central, our show. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a bunch of different donation options. Each one will have some really cool stuff that you get. Go to checkout, tell me what you want me to promote, cash out, simple as that.
And before we get things started, I just dropped some new performance dates, so I just want to let you guys know that right now you can check me out May 22nd at Canvas in Fitchburg, Mass. I'm going to be playing live with my backup band. I shouldn't even call them a backup band, but live with my live instrumental accompaniment, the one and only the Keyholders. This time around, I'm going to have Axel Bailey on drums. I'm going to have Fredo Benavides on bass and keys. And we're bringing my brother Abe Bizza into the fold for the night, and he's going to be on all the different samplers as well. So we're going to be playing a live band set. We got some great opening acts rocking with us, and then at the end of the night, there's going to be a live band cypher with the MCs that we know. So it's going to be a really special night. So it's May 22nd at Canvas in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. May 29th, I'm going to be at New Hampshire Vintage Vinyl in Laconia, New Hampshire for a free show with I9 and DJ Myth. And then the next night, May 30th, I'm going to be at Sugarcane Alley in Boston, Massachusetts with the incredible Chuck, Seti Zoo, and once again, my brother DJ Myth. June 13th, I'm going to be at The Spot in Nashua, New Hampshire with the one and only M. And then July 3rd, I'm going to be at the Hazy Little Stage at the Bank, New Hampshire Pavilion in Guilford, New Hampshire, before and after Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. We got even more dates that we're going to be announcing soon, so stay tuned to everything. If you want to get tickets, please get early tickets to these shows. You can get all the tickets at my website. The links will be right there. You're going to save money getting pre-sale tickets. You can get your friends to go with you. Go to www.cody-pope.com. You're going to be able to get tickets. You're going to see all the show dates. You're going to be able to book a show if you want to, watch music videos, order merch, get music. Anything that you could want is possibly all going to be over at the website. So get your tickets for these shows right now and check out a little bit of what you can get at www.cody-pope.com.
Then I stopped too late. How could I be so selfish? Do this. lost on in the state like inventory of dead ends. I miss home, I can't memories of my dead friends. It's my soul on the record, like removing the mask. Brain connected, feel electric, intermeshing spacecrafts. Then I opened up and I looked again, saw the sound like it's the base of my friend. Lost some gems, I'm bound to lose some more. You got the prescription, you got me convincing. There's a lot you've been missing since I felt there's lot to do something. This got me crawling. Not perfect, not even close to alright. If you're with me, let me hear you say alright. I'm all about my name, yo.
Thank you once again to everybody that's been getting pre-sale tickets to these shows. Appreciate everybody that's coming out this year. We did my first shows of 2026 in March. I think it was March 30th or March 29th was the first one. We kicked off the year doing Rap Night Manchester, and honestly, every show has been pretty good for the most part. Like I feel pretty lucky so far that every show this year, either the show was good in general, or I'm at least happy about what I did with the space I was given. And
I can only think one show this year that was two that were a little rough, but once it got ironed out, the performance after that was great.
Yeah, it's like I showed up and did my thing. I feel pretty good about that. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm just like, I don't know. I had a bit of a decline there for a bit where I was trying to figure out what to do, and I feel good now that the train's moving again and everything's back on track. So hopefully we'll see you guys out at some of these upcoming shows. Let us know in the comments what show you're going to be at if you're pulling up to any of these shows. As you guys can tell, we are begging you guys for comments tonight, so let's get this thing started.
I talked to my boy last night when I was actually during that OBS session I was telling you about.
Yeah,
I was bullshitting with him, and he actually told me that he scooped tickets for the Lil Wayne show, and he got on seats.
Dope.
So I was like, well, I'm going to be out there with my boy. We're going to be rocking it. We're going to be killing it. So I definitely was like, yo, come by, come see us. And I was like, yo, and you're more than welcome. Come chill with us and, during the performances and shit. So
yeah, for sure. Dude, shout out to the YouTube audience right now. It's a good, usually it's like a mix of people, but we're pulling all YouTube right now. So I'll take it. Hopefully you guys have subscribed to the channel because we're slowly heading to hit our goals. Shout out to Jess. What up, Jess? Appreciate you tuning in.
Since she shout out, I'll shout out to her. Happy anniversary to her and Rich. Today's May 4th.
Happy anniversary to the homies. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Of course, Star Wars fans had to get married on May 4th.
I know. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is really good. Well played. Happy anniversary to them, and happy belated birthday to our homie Samantha from Film Club.
Yes.
She just celebrated the big 6-0 this weekend. Wild times.
I hope I make it there.
Yeah, so this is going to be another interesting one tonight, kind of like in the vein of last week a bit. So last week kind of threw us for a loop, and then believe it or not, the week just got crazier even after everything that happened. Shout out to my brother Ryan in the comments. It was funny. I stopped and grabbed pre-roll on the way home, and while I was standing there, all of a sudden I looked to my right. Who's standing next to me is fucking Ryan.
Of course it is.
Oh, shout out Rich. Rich is watching too, so shout out to Rich.
Oh, absolutely.
I
guess happy anniversary to him too then, since he's watching.
Yeah. Well, and funny enough, I was gonna get to it a little later in the chat, but the only reason I actually stopped and got a pre-roll was because there weren't just any pre-rolls that came out today.
Back up a little. Oh, we got we got the Infuse, the Jay and Silent Bob. Oh, the Jeters. Oh, no shit. What is that? Like a bundle?
They're just, it's like little baby ones. They have like all different sizes, but
I know. They have like 2 grammer one.
I couldn't do any of those, but I had to at least try it. I didn't want to miss out, so got the little baby ones. But those
shout
just
out
came
to
out.
Uma?
Those just came out today, so we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how those are. I got one for me and one for Nick.
Is that a shout out to Uma?
No, that's actually, I should shout out House for that. House Cannabis in Tingsboro really came through with that. I wasn't sure where it was going to be because actually you remember when the first Jay and Silent Bob strain came out around here, the closest place to us was Collective, which is in Billerica.
I know.
Which is another great dispensary, honestly, but just like where we're located, that's like 30 minutes past us. So we don't get out there as often. So I thought I was going to have to go there again, but now House had it and I'm excited to find out how that is. But so I don't know. We gotta figure out what we're doing with this program. We were kind of joking about it last week because of everything that happened, but we kind of we've been on like a funny roller coaster with how busy we've been and all the different hurdles that we've run into, and so I'm still trying to figure out like what the best format is for this. You know, like should we focus on interviewing people, or should we focus on having more just like free form conversation and like trying to have a good time? Because we've had really okay results with both, but nothing has like shot through the roof, and nothing has made the people come out and be like, yo, this is the show I love. You know what I mean? Like, we're just fortunate that we have a cool community of friends. Speaking of cool friends, shout out to Ben who just jumped in the chat. Gate City Skate Park in the building. Let's go. That's another thing we got to do. I'm gonna write that in my notes. Actually, is
every week when Ben jumps in, all I do is feel pain in my ass because I already know I'm gonna wipe out on a board.
Dude, you know what though?
It's gonna been that long. I'm gonna get hurt.
Ben's a coach, bro. So Ben will make sure that you know the right technique to just cruise comfortably. Ben has taught people of all ages and all experience of skateboarding. Like, I've probably skateboarded longer than Ben, and Ben probably would show me up and have a ton of shit to show me at the end of the day, which is exactly what I look for the next time that I go skating.
Well, when we shoot a show there, we'll have somebody shoot with my camera me riding a skateboard to use in the video.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, Nick talks about skating sometimes too, and I have like multiple board setups still. Like if at any given notice, I probably have at least 2 or 3 skateboards that I could start busting out for people to ride on.
Don't worry, Ben. The first sentence had you guessing, but you were liking it.
But yeah, so last week definitely had me second guessing like where we should go format wise. Like, what do I continue harassing people in their DMs and asking them to come on the show, or do we do this kind of show where it's like we just talk about the things that come to mind and talk with the chat and whatever? There's a that's a good call. That's probably wise for sure.
Yeah. Don't like the idea, but it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably pretty crucial.
Don't want to admit that it's like, maybe we should.
Ryan said he likes both. So that's an interesting thought.
I love having the guests. I love having people on. I love like what our guests have brought to the show. So when we have them, we have them. When we don't, us just hanging out like we normally do, having conversation, BSing. Sometimes we have things that we want to talk about, and but then we end up veering off, and before we know it, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, hour 20, and then we move on. It's just, I don't really see it as either one or the other. I think it's just great that we have the ability to navigate either format.
Yeah, no, that's fair. They're just like, honestly, like, not for nothing, they're both pretty difficult to prepare for. Like, doing the interview stuff requires like a ton of deep dive stuff, which like I love doing, you know what I mean? But it also is like very time consuming. And so there's that side of it. And then it's like nights like tonight, it's like we're just like trying, I was taking notes while I was driving today, being like, oh, maybe we could talk about that. Like, maybe we could, maybe that would be a good thing to talk about. But
and then there's
a lot of people saying they like both.
And there's weeks that we're struggling. Like, we've got a lot going on. We're busy. And every Monday we've made a commitment to our community and the people that support us that we'll be here at 8:00 for them every Monday night. And every Monday night, they take time out of their day, their night, to tune in, to hang out with us, to talk, and just be a part of a community. So, I'm just happy to be here with the community, with the people that are here, to support us. And when we have the opportunity to use our platform to help get other people out there and have other people spread their word of what they're doing, then that's great. Like, I can't ask for much more than that. You know what I mean? Like, it's great when we have somebody every week, and we have a different guest every week. But like you said, there's a lot of time and research that goes into each person,
Yeah.
Whether we have a guest, we're doing research for the guest. If there's no guest, we're trying to figure things to talk about or things like we want to bring up, and some people forget that we have a Wednesday podcast that we also do research for and we prep for. So we do put a lot of time and effort into this, and I'm just happy that we're able to. This is something I've talked about for 10 years doing, and I put it by the wayside because I let other people hold me back, basically. So,
you know what? This is a good alley-oop right here. I value what you're saying, but the fact that you just mentioned Film Club, it would be nice to see more of the homies at Film Club when they're able to. And so let me just run one of our little clips for Film Club so you guys can kind of get a vibe with what we're doing on Wednesdays as well. Because obviously with me not having the studio anymore, Cody Central has changed a lot in form since then. And let me see. Hold on. I want to see what Ryan was saying here real quick. As someone who has been on your show 3 times, I appreciate how much you guys put into it. Thank you, bro. That means a lot, for real. It's like, I just think it's one of those things I try to respect the medium, because it's much like you guys all know that I'm a rapper too, right? And so it's like, there's already a million people who want to be rappers. And then there's also a ton of white guys who want to be rappers. And that takes up even more of the space of an art form that we've just like jumped onto, you know? And podcasting is kind of similar in the fact that, you know, early on in like the late 2000s going into the 2010s, there was like podcasting was like a very small niche thing, and it was like built on community of audio listeners and shit. And as time has gone on, everybody and their mother now does like a podcast or whatever. And so it's like I recognize that once again I'm in a space where it's like nobody necessarily needs me here, so I want to make sure that what I'm doing is of value to people, because it takes a lot of time and energy, but it also requires the audience and the listenership or whatever, you know what I mean? And so it's like it's a two-way street where I could do this to my heart's content, but it also really only matters if the people that tune in pay attention. And because we do this show live, it's kind of just like whatever happens, happens, you know? Like we can script it as much as we want, but as we've seen, some things are just kind of out of our control. So I just got really off track. So let me run that film club ad, take a breath, and we're gonna be right back.
Yeah, we hold Billy too there, okay? Bill,
ladies and gentlemen, please hold it quiet.
Okay, that's the shot.
No, I'm Marty like I know him. It's weird.
It just like hits so fast and so hard that
Sorry, we got to bring it back to Marty. Watch after.
Yeah, we hold Billy too there, okay? Bill,
ladies and gentlemen, please hold it quiet.
Okay, that's the shot.
Show boy.
Club.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with Film Club. It's been a technical challenge to do as a new format of a show, but it's been really fun in general.
I love the progression of the show from
me
first
too.
episode to where we're at now. Last episode was we had a change in equipment. We had a change in equipment. We had new equipment added in and changed. We
did some upgrades, but we didn't fully learn how to drive them yet. So
right, we were in our driveway doing burnouts.
Thank you, my brother Ben.
And then we took it out on the highway. We opened it up, and we weren't fully prepared for it. But next week we'll be ready to turn the nitrous bottle on. So have some fun.
So as I think most of you guys probably saw, Monday we had quite the fiasco where our guest canceled on us and we had to like pull an episode out of our ass. And then dude, Ryan's right. He said Danny's in his golden hour glow over here. Dude, Danny got the new everything going on over here. He's fucking shining. So we had that Monday, and then Tuesday for me, I don't know about you. Oh, actually, I think Tuesday was a big day for you too, if I remember correctly.
Tuesday was a game changer.
Right? Yeah,
it definitely was.
Tuesday for me was our first key holders practice for the Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz show that I have this summer. So me and some of the bandmates got together and started working on the show for that, which is in turn songs that we'll play at other shows as well. But we're gonna be doing almost 3 hours that day, so we're just like learning a lot of songs each week. But that was obviously a crazy day because it was our first scheduled practice, but because we all live in different places and people have families and shit like that, it was like chaotic trying to get people there. And then we're figuring out technical stuff when we got there, but despite it all, we got through it. It was good. And then tomorrow is now like the whole band should be there tomorrow. So Tuesday was a pretty heavy day in a good way. It's always cool to hear musicians bring my songs to life. And obviously knowing what the mission is that we're going for, that just like makes it that much cooler too. So it was nice to it's nice to have the enthusiasm that we have from this band for all these upcoming shows and stuff like that. Do you you want to, obviously you come to a lot of keyholder stuff, but Tuesday you had a prior engagement for yourself, and that seemed to turn out pretty successful as well.
Yeah. You can say, I mean, it was a little painful, but by the end of it all, it definitely put a smile on my face. I would say that.
That's awesome, dude. I love that.
I mean, it's a great step forward, and I'm really happy to finally get something fixed that, you know, has always been on my mind in different areas and different aspects. So, and I'm excited to see where it takes me, because I feel like it'll open up doors that might not have gotten opened before.
Yeah, dude, no kidding, dude. I feel you on that. So yeah, so Monday was our crazy podcast day. Tuesday we both had pretty wild days. And then Wednesday we had film club. That turned out to be pretty crazy. It was a great night in terms of we watched the movie The Third Man, which I love, so I'm biased, but from the conversation it seemed like everybody enjoyed it pretty well. And so if you guys haven't seen Film Club yet, typically, much like this show, I try to cap them around an hour-ish, because I just, you know, I want to like retain people's attention spans and shit. But what happened on last Wednesday was we got so deep into our conversation, all of a sudden Danny and I have the same notes open, and he tries to subtly let me know, hey, we have been talking for 90 minutes already.
I did my producer job.
Being through all the stuff that we wanted to cover, and we had a panel of people that we were talking with. So that episode ended up being like 2 hours and 12 minutes or something like that. So crazy content and awesome conversations, but
here's where the upgrades screwed us.
Because we upgraded the computer that we record the show on, the computer didn't recognize the audio interface that we had all the microphones plugged into. So that great episode that went 2 hours and 12 minutes sounds like Dookie, because it was recorded through what sounds like my laptop's internal microphone, instead of the microphones that you see us holding and that do all of our podcasts. So that was pretty devastating. We like, and there was some other shit that happened too, to be honest with you. We don't got to get into all that, but it was a difficult night to get through. We ended up making an incredible piece of content out of all that difficulty, and now we like haven't. I mean, we were talking about before if we should put it out or not, and so we might still put it out, but it just really hurts, because it was definitely one of the best episodes that we've done in a while, and for the audio to not come out right was just such a bummer. But that shit happens. And so then after that, both of us just like had different shit going on that we've been trying to figure out. And so we didn't even think to like follow up on scheduling a guest for this week. We have, it goes back to, you know, the whole last week thing where it's like we have some guests scheduled out, luckily, because they're people that we are close with or whatever, and they have a thing that we're going to help them promote. So we have people, but like we don't have it backed up week to week to week like we did at one point. And it's just been kind of a wild ride. So that's kind of why earlier we were talking about, like, you know, what to do format wise. Do we keep getting people and whatever? But I appreciate everybody's feedback on the fact that they like both formats and that they would be open to us kind of bouncing back and forth, because that definitely takes the pressure off when it comes to not needing to book a guest every single week, you know? So I think we could definitely try and steer the ship in the right direction.
Right. We got you got things coming up, you got shows coming up. So I mean,
yeah,
we have things to talk about, we have things to fill in time and like interact with our community. I mean, every week something's going to come up where we're going to be able to interact with our community, talk about something that happened that week. You know, maybe we went and saw a movie that weekend and we just kind of want to bring it up, or a new album gets released and we want to talk about, like,
dude, I did bring, you know, it's funny. So I told you earlier, I was taking notes about like things that we should bring up. One thing that I felt like I needed to bring up, just out of curiosity's sake, is, have you heard and how do you feel about Spirit Airlines and Smoky Bones?
So funny that you bring this up, because you already knew that there was a chance I was going to Vegas.
Did you have it booked through Spirit?
So no.
Oh,
I booked it today, actually.
Oh.
So when I was online looking around, I realized there was no Spirit flight options, and I thought that was super weird, because I usually, because they're super cheap usually, I usually snag one. Like to get there, I usually take Spirit because it's cheaper, but on the flight home, I usually try to get a little better of a flight so I have a better sleep on the way back.
Yeah, you get a hangover flight.
Oh, hangover is a nice way to put that. So I booked today my flight out there. I'm going to be out there for 5 days.
Dude, they were almost days apart, and Ryan said, he said, wait, Smoky Bones too? Dude, Smoky Bones, excuse me. Smoky Bones closed every single one of their locations overnight, I think with like no notice, or at the most like a day's notice. But like the one near us is in Tingsboro, Massachusetts. I don't think even the managers like knew. There was like a sign up the next day that just said like, sorry, we're closed. Like, thanks for 20 some odd years of business. Like,
it was right across the street from Nature's Remedy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because you can't make the left-hand turn out of Nature's.
Yeah.
So I would always make the right and then pull into Smoky Bones, flip the U-turn so I can go back to the highway. Dude, and now it's blocked off. You can't even pull into the parking lot now.
Right. And it's just so nuts, dude. Like, so like I wasn't a big Bahama Breeze person, but a lot of people were. So when that place closed, that was surprising. That's the one that's directly across from the place you were talking about.
Okay.
Then Uno's, we used to have a Uno's that was here for like 30 some odd years in South Nashua, and it was open till like 1 o'clock in the morning. That all of a sudden overnight just disappeared and closed. And now you got Smoky Bones and Spirit Airlines both simultaneously like closing overnight. Like, this just seems like unprecedented. I don't, you know, obviously I'm not like a historian when it comes to, you know, the marketplace or whatever, but I can't imagine that we've, besides like the Great Depression and like certain economic debt, like this is not common for business, for chains of this magnitude to just go under the way that what's it called, like Ruby Tuesdays went under some years ago or something, like this just seems so crazy, especially Spirit Airlines, like I don't know enough about that situation, but I tried reading into it, and some of the stuff that I gathered was like it wasn't even that they were like, it wasn't even that they like had a bad business plan or something. It was that they like couldn't afford to fuel their planes because of the price of fuel right now. And like, think of how crazy that is. Like an entire airline closes down because they can't like work with the government on how to fuel their planes. Like that just seems ludicrous to me. I don't like, I wish I was more like adept of knowing that kind of shit. But
so based on the information that you just said, based on the amount of traveling that I do, my response to that would be is if the price of fuel is that high, that Spirit would have had to raise their prices to be able to afford it. And they were now in the same price point as like America Airlines or like the Deltas and like the other bigger companies. Their seating arrangement, like they're what you would get on that flight, wouldn't equal
crashed.
Wouldn't equal what you would get on like an America Airlines flight or a Delta flight. So like if you're going to spend that much money, why wouldn't you take the nicer flight? So they would simply go under because people wouldn't buy their tickets anymore.
Yeah. It's just it's like Ryan said, dude, this has become such a scary timeline that we're living in. I just like never imagined growing up that this would be the world that we lived in.
Because that's like part of the whole thing about Spirit is like I could get a nonstop flight from Boston to Vegas round trip for like $393.
Exactly. Dude, I went to my friend's wedding for like $180 round trip, like Florida and back.
Where if I would have done that on like Delta, it would have been like $600.
Yeah, for real.
So it just, so that's part of like their whole business plan was like to sell cheap tickets, but sell a lot of.
Yeah.
Your business plan can't be to sell expensive tickets and a lot of.
I know, for real.
So, but yeah, I noticed that actually today. I was kind of shocked. I was kind of surprised at that. So I was like, wait a minute, what? Where are these flights? And then there were none. I was like, oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it was pretty baffling. I don't know about you, but I have a couple new music recommendations. A lot of new music's been coming out lately, and I used to love covering, like I would do like the music of the week segment on here, and like I would do like music and book and movie of the week, but honestly I just didn't feel like there was enough engagement with it, and so I just felt like I was kind of like eating up time in the show, and so that's why I kind of fell back from doing that. But sometimes I miss just like trying to talk about new shit or whatever. So couple joints that I have discovered, and if you have any, I'd love to hear them too. The first one I have is Isaiah Rashad. He has a new joint called Boy in Red that features SZA. But Isaiah Rashad's been dropping a bunch of joints. He has a new project coming out through TDE once again. And if you're not familiar with him, he is an artist from Tennessee that's been part of TDE, which is like, formerly Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, SZA, Doechii, all these people. And Isaiah Rashad just has this really cool style that's like, you know, it takes advantage of like the southern drawl, and it's this very like soulful kind of I wish I like had a good way to describe it. It's like dancey but soulful, and he like says shit in his bars. Like there's no lack of anything anywhere. And so that I'm excited for his I'm excited for his album. I think it's going to be really dope. But he's just been dropping singles and visuals in the meantime. So Boy in Red with SZA is definitely a cool one to check out if you haven't been down the Isaiah Rashad lane yet. He's got some great projects in his catalog. I want to say he has like an EP and I think 3 full lengths, if I'm not mistaken. He has the Sylvia demo and The House is Burning. His catalog is really dope. It's always super impressive. Before I keep going, do you have any like new releases that have struck a chord with you?
I'm gonna be honest, I really haven't been paying attention. I've been so focused on trying to do the work grind thing, trying to build, trying to finish up projects around the house and stuff. Like, I just haven't really been paying attention to any new release. I'm sure. I mean, I only know one release, album release, and it's just because it auto-populated into my YouTube playlist, which I knew it would, and it just happens to be the new Chris Webby and Ren collaboration. Chris Webby went over to the UK to meet up with Ren and record an album, and they called it Inpatient as like a duo, and then the name of the album is Asylum.
Oh, shit.
And it's like a really wild blend of like kind of like one-liner, like hard-hitting bars, like one right after the other, and then a lot of like deep substances into like different political views on both sides, like jabbing at both sides. It's not like I'm only one way, like I'm gonna shit on everybody kind of thing. So that's the only album that just happened to release that populated in. But besides that, I've just been old school tracks that love and I love and are dear to me. You also know that I use YouTube Premium. I'm not a Spotify guy. So I get a lot of those remixes that are like only on YouTube. So a lot of those tend to be in the algorithm. So those play. And then, I don't know. I just haven't really been paying attention, just trying to focus on the things that are around. But I did notice something that's on your list. And I'm super excited to hear you talk about it because.
Well, what's that? Let's jump to it.
You got Spo's Red Flag on here.
Dude, so have you heard that yet?
I have not, and I'm interested on your take.
I love it. So, I mean, if you're a Spo's fan, you already kind of are aware that he's like very alternative rock and like punk rock influenced and shit. And so this song is like very much a like punk rock interpolation. It's got really like crunchy, heavy guitars. And his flow is like very punchy, and unlike the song you mentioned, this is not very balanced in its critique. It's very much just going after fucking scumbag billionaires and shit like that. And but I kind of love that. So Spo's always I love Spo's ability to just say things exactly how he feels without he doesn't really try to like I wish I had a better way to say it, but it's like he doesn't sugarcoat or like worry about the algorithm or anything like that. Like he worries about making sure that he uses his voice for the right things. And so this song is like a great example of him just being like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you like me for. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is the honest truth about being a good person. And this is like what I'm influenced by right now. And like musically, it's just super gnarly. It just like makes you want to jump up and down and friggin' play air guitar and fucking crowd punch somebody in the head. So that's definitely going to get a ton of replay for me. And he's been killing it with the visuals lately too. He's another one who definitely has something cooking. He's been dropping visuals online and stuff like that. And they're like these really thoughtful kind of like clashing dichotomy kind of thing where it's like he'll be sitting in some serious like setting, like reciting his rhymes in like a suit or something, but then there'll be like some like OF girl twerking or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he'll have like the dichotomy of like, yeah, this is why people pay attention, but this is what they should pay attention to instead. Like they should be listening to the shit that's being said. So that's definitely one of the ones I'm most excited about.
So that I'm super excited to hear this album then, because it sounds like it's going to be a lot of the stuff that I saw him perform in November.
Oh, you're probably right then. Yeah, I wish I was there.
Because he performed with Swavsky, Echo, and Chris Webby at Toad's Place for the Black Friday show. So I saw him perform in November. So sounds like that's going to be a lot of that material on the
White
album.
Rat Power Rangers. When our rings combine.
All we got to do is throw in a female, and it would be the Power Rangers.
Sure. I'll go in with my high voice. Yeah. Some days I wake up. Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely want to hear you sing a song in that high voice. I want to hear you do one of your songs in one of those high voices now.
I don't know how long it would last.
That's my point. I want to see how far you get into a set. Let's go, Ryan.
Open pigtails. That would be too crazy. That would just be bonkers, dude.
And pigtails just have you go, hit me one more time.
Right. Dude, I do. All right. So yeah, Spose, Red Flag, definitely another favorite. Have you heard the new Vince? Do you like Vince Staples in general?
I'm not familiar, actually.
Okay. Vince Staples is an awesome West Coast rapper. He definitely got popping in the blog era, and his body of work is like tremendous as is. But he's going on a new album launch after not having put out an album for a number of years. The best way that I could describe, so like Vince Staples has a very particular way of rapping, which is like, I don't want to say monotone, but it's very like, I would almost compare it to like Guru from Gangstar in the fact that it's like he stays in a certain range octave wise, but what he's saying is super powerful, and the music that he chose, the production is crazy. It's this really cool, like it almost reminds me of like DC like dance like punk bands and shit, like almost like techno punk like kind of fusion shit. It's got like a really dope vibe to it. And I was like, damn, dude, if that's the song that he's like kicking things into gear with, I can only imagine what the rest of this project is going to be like. So that would be another one I would definitely recommend to everybody is Vince Staples' Blackberry Marmalade. That's definitely a banger. It's going to be on rotation this summer for sure.
So if you're being, so just like Film Club, if you were being introduced, what would be the song that you pick? North, like Home, Magic. I'm like looking at his stuff right now.
North is not bad. That's probably the one people have heard the most.
Has 74 million views.
Yeah. So if you're are you looking at his catalog?
I'm on his YouTube page right now.
Dude, so when I first found him, he had an EP that was called like I'm gonna pull up the right name, but it was like Life in Hell or something along those lines.
I've got Black Marmalade, Dark Times, Ramona Park.
Ramona Park, yeah. See, all his albums are great, dude. Big Fish Theory, Summertime, Hell Can Wait. That's the one I was looking for.
Okay, Hell Can Wait.
That is the first. So Hell Can Wait is the first record that I heard from him. And there's like a bunch of memorable joints. Blue Suede is wicked memorable. 6500 is wicked memorable. So it's like, I would honestly start from there because that's like the time that he like turned over. And I think that what makes him such an interesting artist is that like, if you were to start from there and then listen forward, you'll see that every album thematically is just incredibly different. Like Vince Staples always sounds like Vince Staples, but the criteria of energy that he's like creates around him sonically changes from project to project, and it's really cool. I actually sent Bizza an interview clip of his recently because when they were doing, I think it was Big Fish Theory that they were working on, if I'm not mistaken. But when they were working on that record, he was saying that like he was really into movies and shit. And so he basically wrote the album with the idea of syncing it to movies. Like he was just watching a ton of movies and TV shows and like listening for the kind of music that they would use in those and trying to figure out how he could create stuff that would like fit that lane. So it's like everything he does is like mad thoughtful too. So I can't say enough good shit about him.
So it looks like Hell Can Wait is a 7-song EP.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so it looks like the channel has all 7 songs for Hell Can Wait.
That's awesome.
So I'll put that in my rotation and check it out.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure. But yeah, you guys will have to let us know what you guys have been listening to lately too. Oh, I saw Ryan. Oh, Ryan posted.
Oh,
what was the new Jay and Silent Bob strain? It's called Banana Hammock. It's from Jeter.
Oh, shit! Didn't realize. I thought there was maybe one other person in the chat that might have known who Ren was, but apparently Ryan does.
Yo, yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. Ryan's tapped into a lot of shit.
I absolutely love Ren. So, and here comes Cody's joke. Of course you do. It's a white rapper.
Wrote itself. What's the deal with all the white rappers?
Yo, I know that wasn't on purpose, but the way that your camera just went like in and out when you did that was dope, actually. with the hand gestures and everything.
I wish I could recreate that.
But yeah, well, see, like you doing the music right there, like just now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like opened up a new artist to somebody, just like when we do movies, you know, on Wednesdays. Like how many times have we had somebody never seen a movie when they sat down with us to watch it?
Dude, that's why I love doing that show. No matter how stressful it is getting it all together and shit, like just getting to show new movies to people who discover them for the first time or discover a filmmaker for the first time or something like that is just so rad. Because the other funny thing too is that like people don't understand how much movies, and shout out to Bizza. We were just mentioning earlier, Bizza, I don't know if you were here at the top of the show, but we were mentioning that you're going to be rocking with the key holders in Fitchburg on the 22nd. We're stoked to have you rocking with us. Yeah, well, oh yeah. Dude, like very, very few things make me as happy as somebody like discovering a new movie or discovering a new filmmaker or something like that because of film club or some shit like that. And like people that start diving into that shit start realizing how much that influences all the music that I'm doing, where it's like there's so many influences and references and shit like that that are pieced throughout my music that dude, I'll give you a quick gem that I don't even know if you know. So you know the song More Than Rap that I have?
Yep.
That is part of an EP that I put out that's all produced by Q Quick, and it's called My Own Private New Hampshire. Gus Van Sant with Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix. You know?
That's funny.
So it's
well, we've discussed this, and I've watched it quite a couple times now. That like there's a single anime that has been a huge influence of Easter eggs throughout many of your albums.
Yep.
So, like, there's definitely a lot of like movie influence into your music. So
yeah,
like. And like you said, like part of the passion for like the whole Wednesday show is like people sitting down and like being like they know a person, but they've never seen a certain film with that person in it, and then it like changes their opinion. In particular, like last week, the Orson Welles, you know, like a lot of people had seen Citizen Kane and like had like, you know, a feeling about him, but then all of a sudden they sat down and watched The Third Man, and they were just like, wait a minute, what? Like anime junkie for life.
Hell yeah. Ryan knows, man. Ryan was down in the tape trading days, DVD trading days, all sorts of shit. He knows what the fuck it's about.
Yeah, I still have my Dragon Ball Z VHS collection. Makes the pictures.
Oh, I was hoping I had I got one.
The Arrival, very nice.
Case a little wonky, but the tape's still good, so
that's all that matters.
You know what? Before I go too deep on this random gem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's a gem right there. Damn, that went into focus really nice. That was clean.
I know, right?
That was clean. Usually you're struggling with that when you get it that close.
Dude, people have no idea. People are like, "Oh, I grew up liking Batman." I'm like, "Oh, you did? That's cool."
You think you did. You haven't met me yet.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, damn. I remember when that used to come on fucking, like, TV.
Right? Of course, you already know I got, like, 18 fucking copies of Mask of the Phantasm. I don't know how I just went on that tangent, but
your angel of death awaits you.
You know what, dude? We should honestly just do a whole episode where I just pull shit from my collection and talk about it.
We could do that every single week, and we would still have 2 years worth of.
That's really the podcast I want to do. Is I want to I want to just pull a random thing off the shelf and be like, oh, let me tell you a story about Ski Beats and how he performed in Nashua at a small little bar for less than 100 people and brought Stolly and Smoke Dizza, and Brady Watt from Nashua played bass for him that night. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things I could pull out that like have such a crazy story. Like, you'll appreciate this, dude. I don't know if you can see this. That's the Have Heart demo from 2005. That's the demo repressed for a record label with like their opening songs that they played and like a cover song.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can only appreciate that due to the fact that I've seen them live.
Exactly.
And
I wonder if I fucking. Sorry, I'm listening.
I really just wish that at the time I wish I had a better understanding of what I was witnessing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absorbed it in. I was in the condition to absorb it in. But I just did not realize what I was experiencing. I didn't realize who was performing. I didn't understand the magnitude of the people that were performing. Now that I do, like, I definitely have a greater appreciation for being at that show.
This was their final show. They recorded the live show and put it on CD and DVD in like a set.
Oh, wow.
So you can watch the show. And so the reason they picked 10/17 is because that's considered Edge Day, which is like for straight edge people. And the reason that Edge Day started that day is because Boston straight edge band 10 Yard Fight, that was the day they played their final show. So obviously being a huge influence on Have Heart, they like planned for that to be their final show. This show was at Club Lido in Revere, and they donated 100% of the proceeds to a New Bedford women's shelter that Pat, the singer's mom, was a part of running.
Wow.
So it was, yeah, like they never ceased to do the most historic shit, even on what they thought was going to be their exit. You know, nobody knew that a decade plus later that they'd get back together and start playing every now and then.
And some random dude just happens to go there and sees them perform.
Dude.
And I had no idea who they were.
And so it's like, you know, like it's cool to be able to look back and be like, I have the bookend, you know, I have the demo of when they started in those shows, and then I have the record of when they closed the chapter out before they decided to do a couple of reunions. Bless us all.
See, that's what we should do right there. Like Ryan said, we'll call it Pull from the Pope Vault.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'll start doing that. You guys, you know what we'll do? You guys can pick a genre, whether it's a movie or a book or music or whatever. You guys pick a genre or something like that, and then I'll pull something and figure out a story to tell.
I was going to say, you could even have the other half just like pull something random.
I know.
Like Vanna. Like Vanna, pulling something off and being like, this is what you're going to talk about.
That would be wild.
So that way it couldn't be like planned. It would be like spontaneous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million things we could do with it and have fun.
For real. All right, guys. Well, before I go through my entire fucking vault of physical media, I think we had a good one tonight. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Thank you to everybody commenting and keeping this shit going. We will certainly be ready for next week soon enough, and we'll let you guys know what the plan is for that. I like that stream of consciousness kind of thing. Exactly. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you guys. I hope I see you guys at some of these upcoming shows. Once again, catch me May 22nd at Canvas in Fitchburg, Mass with the key holders. We're going to have Axel, Fredo, and Bizza that night. May 29th at New Hampshire Vintage Vinyl in Laconia, New Hampshire. It's going to be a free show with myself, I9, and DJ Myth. May 30th, I'm going to be at Sugarcane Alley in Boston, Massachusetts with the incredible Chuck, Seti Zoo, and DJ Myth. June 13th, I'm going to be at the Spot in Nashua, New Hampshire with the one and only M. Dot. And then July 3rd, I'm going to be on the hazy little stage at the Bank New Hampshire Pavilion in Guilford, New Hampshire, before and after Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. Keep up with all the shows. Please get pre-sale tickets to these shows. The support would be huge. Lock in, get your friends, carpool, whatever. Let's make these shows count. Let's build it up. We're going to be filming them all, documenting them all, the whole works. So you guys are the best. Thank you for everything. We do have some special nights planned coming up, so we're definitely going to we'll start trying to announce those a little earlier. We've been falling behind the 8 ball because we've just been so busy. You know, this show gets done, then the next day I got rehearsal, then the next day I got film club. So then it's like by the time the weekend comes, I forget that I need to like do an event page and like remind people that we're coming back Monday. So I'm going to try and get a little better at that. Thank you guys for rocking with us tonight. You guys are the best. Catch Danny and I out and about in the world sooner than not. And think about coming to film club.
We'll be there.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Spot.
Exactly.
Oh, but speaking of places, I hopped online and I checked out that Sugarcane Alley. That place got me interested. I'm excited to go check that place out.
It's a 60 cap room, so it's going to be like really tight. And that's why I just picked me and 2 other really dope artists. The Incredible Chuck is like one of my favorite rappers ever. He's from Brockton. He is like the perfect blend of like soul and hip hop, where like he can rap really great, but then he can sing phenomenally too. Like he could probably sing gospel music. He sings that good. And then he raps his ass off, and he raps like better than most people. And so I always love rocking with him. And then Seti Zoo is like a Boston OG. He runs the freestyle cipher at I think it's at the Middle East now, but it's been going on for over 10 years. He runs a really dope event, is very involved in the community out there. So I'm stoked to rock with them. So make sure you guys get tickets. Like I said, all of these shows are going to be different. Even if you don't be afraid to come to more than one of them. Like I said, May 22nd, I'm going to have the live band with me. The live band's going to have Bizza on the samplers as well. May 29th is going to be me and I9 and DJ Myth. So it's like already 2 different shows right there. You know what I mean? All of these shows are going to be very different. And I'm trying out new shit at all of these shows where we're figuring out the best songs to put in the set for the Lil Wayne show. So doing all of these shows is really helping us work all this stuff out. So we appreciate all of you guys' feedback and just helping us get warmed up and get ready to fucking storm the summer.
And quick shout out to our man that just jumped in, that Gate City Mac official. Go check him out.
Yeah, we'll see you at Film Club.
Hell yeah. Super blessed that we were able to put on his first live performance for him.
Yeah, go follow Gate City Mac official on YouTube and Instagram and probably TikTok. He just dropped a bunch of new music this year. Just played his first show. And hopefully the next time we do a dumb booking show around the way, hopefully we'll get him back on board. So
he dropped a little something in the hard hat. I watched that shit the other day.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
yeah, please grab your pre-sale tickets now for these shows. It really does mean the world, especially some of these new like Boston, for example. I haven't played in Boston in years. and it's a 60-person room. If you guys get your pre-sale tickets, they're cheaper than getting them at the door, and it helps us just make this show special, and hopefully we can get back into the Boston market again. You know, like any place, same thing with Fitchburg. I haven't played Fitchburg in years. I'm bringing out the band for the first time. Fitchburg is actually a really big venue, admittedly, so I'm a little intimidated, but I got some really, really dope openers with us. I got the band with us too. So please go and get tickets if you can. Just go to www.cody-pope.com. And all the ticket links will be right there. You can just click them. It'll bring you to wherever you need to get the tickets from. Just please support the move. We got a lot of cool stuff in the works. I'm going to be recording a ton of new music soon. I'm sitting on close to between 20 and 30 new songs at least. So we're going to be dropping some EPs, getting ready to put another album together. But we still got to figure some shit out. We need a couple more pieces to get everything in motion. So, and we're trying to get some new merch too. So whether you guys sign up for the Patreon, pre-sale some tickets to these shows, go and order a Giant Step CD on the website. We're trying to get some new t-shirts and hoodies printed. And so we need to clear out the stuff that we have so that we can put up for the stuff that you guys want this summer. So let's leave it at that. Tons of great shows coming up. Please, please, please get your pre-sale tickets. www.cody-pope.com.
Just to answer your question, Mac, yes. May 30th, we'll be rocking it at the Spot with M.
Nope. May 30th, we're in Boston. You're thinking of
June
13th. I'm back in Nashua.
June 13th, yeah. Sorry.
Me, M. Byron G, and like 17 fucking other rappers.
Yeah. I knew it was one of those dates. That's why I have a calendar now, so I can look at it.
But yes, if you don't have a calendar, just go to www.cody-pope.com and please get your pre-sale tickets wherever possible.
Hell yeah.
Much love, guys. You guys are the best. We'll be back next Monday. If you're around the way, catch us at Film Club. New episode drops tomorrow night. New episode recording, live free movie screening this Wednesday at the Spot. We'll see you there. We love you guys so much. See you at a show around the way. Preach. Oh, sorry for the failed close. I used my laptop and tried to click the outro button. We'll take that again. And we're back. All right, guys. Thank you so much for rocking with us tonight. It's been a great one. We will see you guys next Monday, or come see us at Film Club this week. Much love. Preach.
Cody Central is written and produced by Cody Pope for Hellhound Publishing. If you'd like to sponsor the program and have your brand, podcast, or service featured, learn more about that today at www.hellhoundpublishing.com/Cody-Central. Additional ways to support the program include purchasing music, joining our Patreon for exclusive content, or simply donating at any of the links available in the QR codes above.
I certainly feel sorry for you.